Streaming on clickorlando.com, you're watching News 6 at 10 p.m.
Their Tesla in the garage caught on fire. Now their entire house is on fire.
Was it the car or the Charger that burned a family out of their home? Firefighters are again warning everyone to watch out for rechargeable batteries in almost everything.
New at 10, cruising for a record at the port. How many people just made Canaveral the #1 port in the world?
And just a couple of miles away, SpaceX set another rocket record. Why the number of launches could triple in just a few years.
But we start now at 10 tonight with another space company under fire.
We had nearly 21 million gallons dumped to the Indian River Lagoon in 2022 and 2023. Appalling.
People are blasting Blue Origin, fearing it will make that pollution worse. A new state permit would legally allow Blue Origin to spill thousands of gallons of wastewater every day. Wastewater that will, by design, end up in the Indian River Lagoon. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Matt Austin.
I'm Ginger Gadsden. Tonight, the Brevard County Commission chambers was packed with people wanting a say. Commissioners made clear they cannot cancel a state permit, but as News 6's Alex Cook tells us, they're hoping state leaders will listen.
It was a full house in the Brevard County Commission chambers tonight as residents flooded in to express their displeasure at the plan to put more Blue Origin wastewater in the Indian River Lagoon. Now, the county can't actually cancel that permit for the wastewater, but the commissioners and the residents here tonight all agreed they'll do what they can to keep that wastewater out of their community.
All in favor signify by saying yay.
Yay.
Yay. Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Brevard County Commission voted unanimously Tuesday night to do the only thing they can, request a public meeting with the Florida Department of Environmental Protection about Blue Origin's permit to dump wastewater into the Indian River Lagoon. The FDEP doesn't need to grant this meeting, but if Tuesday night was any indication, they'll get an earful if they do.
If I want to go wash my vehicle, the place that washes it has to filter the water and clean it and reuse it. They don't get to simply dump it into the local waterway.
This is Jeff Bezos. I am sick and tired of the billionaires playing the power game, and we are insignificant. They throw us aside because they don't care. They get rid of us. They'll go someplace else. So I'm fighting for my home, as should all of you.
Blue Origin applied to renew a permit to discharge about 500,000 gallons a day of industrial wastewater to an on-site retention pond that ultimately drains into the Indian River Lagoon. That water flows from buildings where parts are tested and rinsed. The permit doesn't authorize direct discharge to drinking water supplies, but FDEP just fined Blue Origin for not testing water in the right spot, adding to residents' concerns.
Our authority right now with regard to the permit is to request a public meeting and submit comments within 30 days of the notice of publication. That's our authority.
Brevard County will now submit that request to the state and wait to see if the FDEP allows the public meeting to happen. In Melbourne, Alex Cook, News 6.
Now, News 6 reached out to Blue Origin today. They point out this is a renewal of an existing agreement, adding, quote, "We are committed to maintaining responsible and compliant operations."
But one reason people are concerned is Blue Origin was slapped with a $5,500 fine just last week. The State Department of Environmental Protection issued that fine. In a letter to the state, it says that Blue Origin failed to collect samples in the correct location as required by their permit and failed to conduct monthly facility inspections. The company says those violations have since been corrected.
Now, this debate comes as Blue Origin and its rival plan to dramatically ramp up launches. This is video from late this afternoon as SpaceX sent up its second Florida flight in 2 days. Both are Starlink internet missions. Now, with each one, SpaceX breaks its own record for most flights in a single year, 96 in Florida alone. And this time last night, we broke news the Air Force gave SpaceX permission to build 2 more pads at the Cape just for its new Starship Ultra Heavy launch system. We could soon see up to 76 launches a year from just those 2 new pads. As we told you last night, Starship's first launch from Florida and the Kennedy Space Center could come as early as next summer.
Early to mid next year is when we anticipate Starship coming out here to be able to launch, and we'll have the range ready to support at that time.
Including ULA and others, the range has already supported a record of more than 103 launches this year. By 2035, the colonel says that number could triple.
New at 10 tonight, rockets aren't the records being shattered at the Cape. Not the only ones. Tonight, just 3 miles from SpaceX's main pad, Port Canaveral announced it overtook Miami as the busiest cruise port in the world. More than 8.6 million passengers in 2025. Like the launches, the cruise biz is also expanding. News 6's Troy Campbell asked how the port can balance the needs of 2 multi-billion-dollar businesses.
CEO of the port was very excited to announce on Tuesday that this is the most visited cruise ship terminal in the world, including down south in Port Miami.
And I think it's very important that we don't try to highlight one over another in any specific way. I think it's great for the state of Florida. It's great for our tourism. It's great for our hotels, our tax base. It's just a good thing overall for everybody.
Port Canaveral CEO Captain John Murray announcing on Tuesday that Port Canaveral saw 8.6 million passengers in 2025. He says that's a 13% increase in passenger traffic from 2024.
It's just a very, very strong business market right now. And, we've been fortunate to bring in some great numbers, which I think is a real testament to all of the folks at Port Canaveral that do the hard work every day to make our port what it is.
Captain Murray says Port Canaveral is now home to 18 ships and handled more than 6 million tons of cargo.
It's a testament to all of the dedicated employees and all the hard work that everybody does at Port Canaveral to make us a success.
We really do love it here. We love it.
On Tuesday night, we caught up with the Tremert family visiting from Minnesota.
We come with the in-laws every year to Florida, and then we like to watch the boats take off, and we go to the beach and watch the rocket launches and stuff like that. Yeah.
We've achieved an incredible milestone, and I think I just want to say thank you to all of our employees who made it happen.
Because of the growth, Captain Murray adds they are currently planning for a 7th cruise ship terminal, but adds that will take several years until completion.
Obviously, a lot of what we're doing is costing more money, but it's improving the overall guest experience. And that's what we're all about, is to have a very high guest satisfaction rating, because that brings more business.
The growth comes as SpaceX drone ships are expected to also increase their traffic in the port. The Jacqueline docks next to cruise ships. It just carried out its first rocket landing last month.
So the rocket launches are great. All the ships coming and going are great. All these restaurants over here are amazing.
That's our goal, is to make transiting through the port as seamless and not memorable, just like it happened. And wow, that was great. I'm on the ship and I'm on my vacation.
And port officials also say there are plans to construct more parking garages, adding they estimate about 75% of all cruise ship passengers drive here to the port. In Port Canaveral, Troy Campbell, News 6.
Tonight, Groveland city leaders are officially launching their fight to claw back millions of dollars of tax incentives. They say Kroger broke the terms of a 10-year deal when it announced it would close. Your Lake County community correspondent Emily McLeod shows us they plan to spend some of the money on the people getting laid off.
I think personally they're in breach of the 10-year agreement.
Lake County commissioners are moving forward to try and recover more than $1.3 million in economic incentive payments made to Kroger and Ocado Solutions.
I believe that there is cause for us to get the previous few years of that money back.
Lake County had 10-year economic incentive agreements in place with Kroger and Ocado. In order to get the annual payments, the companies had to meet specific requirements, which included creating jobs at a certain wage level.
So it is the county's position that since those positions will not be retained for the full 10 years of the term of the agreement, that we have an opportunity to recoup the funding that was provided in the prior tax years.
Lake County Commissioner Sean Parks feels confident the county has a strong case to get the money back.
If you've got an agreement with somebody for 10 years, you're in that agreement for 10 years, correct? So that's what we believe is the strength of our case.
Commissioners also approve reallocating $400,000 budgeted for 2026 incentive payments to help people impacted by the closure, and designated 10% to road projects.
Claw that back and apply it and actually help the employees that were laid off through job training, through job placement, helping them find another career path.
Now, coming up on December 10th, CareerSource Central Florida will hold a job fair at the Kroger Groveland facility from noon to 6 p.m. to help connect Kroger employees with new opportunities. For now, reporting in Groveland, I'm your Lake County community correspondent, Emily McLeod, News 6.
Well, tonight, we're working to figure out what sparked a terrifying house fire. A Tesla in the garage, or maybe the charger it was hooked up to, or maybe something else. Either way, one person's in the hospital, and firefighters are again warning the dangers of lithium battery fires, especially with the holidays right around the corner. They shared their advice with your Sanford community correspondent, Emily McLeod.
Their Tesla in the garage caught on fire. Now their entire house is on fire.
Panic unfolding on the line to 911 as a family and their neighbors watch a home catch fire.
The oldest daughter, because she was in the house the longest, we don't know if she inhaled smoke.
These are the calls that sent fire crews rushing here to Appaloosa Court.
It's a thermal runaway. It's extreme heat.
The Seminole County Fire Department says these are also the calls that are getting even more common.
We're starting to see them on a monthly basis, weekly basis. When you look at your household products, there's a study that just came out showing that there's an average of 70 lithium-ion batteries in your house.
Everyday devices that can be dangerous. The risk from lithium-ion batteries that are damaged or not used correctly is clear, and we've seen it happen over and over.
It takes copious amounts of water. Matter of fact, even once we put it out, if it's a vehicle fire, some facilities have them separated from all their vehicles for up to 30 days.
Because it could reignite.
It could reignite, yeah.
Seminole County firefighters have specialized training and tools to fight these fires. It makes a difference when these batteries are almost everywhere in everything.
From cell phones to laptops to toys.
Sounds like what's in your garage or on your nightstand.
Take your cell phone at night. It should be on a flat, hard surface next to you, but when you put it in between the pillow and the bed itself, it overheats.
Fire officials have these safety suggestions so this doesn't happen in your home.
It is the holiday season. A lot of parents are buying electronics or even e-bikes.
Look at the manufacturer's recommendations, follow those to a T. Don't deviate from that. Don't use the improper charger. Don't leave it charging overnight. And if you leave the house, unplug your devices.
So we have a guide on how to store and dispose of lithium-ion batteries on clickorlando.com.
Meanwhile, an operation by the Secret Service aims to help you keep your money in your pocket and away from scammers.
So the camera gets your PIN.
Correct.
And then the skimmer gets all the data off the card.
Correct.
And they've got everything they need.
Yes, sir.
News 6 investigator Louis Bolden is giving you a first-hand look at the work being done to stop skimmers from getting your information.
Some cooler and more refreshing changes coming away for tomorrow. Then on the other side of your upcoming weekend, even colder, we're going to track these series of cold fronts coming up in about 10 seconds.
Plus, it's Giving Tuesday, and we're showing you how to lend a helping hand to those in need this holiday season. You're watching News 6 at 10. Live on a Tuesday night, we're covering Kissimmee, Lake Mary, and all of Central Florida.
Now on News 6 and new at 10 tonight, the Volusia Sheriff's Office is sharing a surprise their detectives got while investigating what they call a large-scale mortgage fraud scheme.
Yeah, when they went to knock on a door to question a guy about these claims, they spotted this doormat right here. It reads, "Come back with a warrant."
Oh boy.
Well, fraud detectives did just that. They say after their first interview with the guy who lives there, they had enough probable cause to allow them to search the place. Armed with that warrant, they didn't have to even wipe their feet. Tonight, 57-year-old Christopher Musick is facing charges. Sheriff's office calls him a, quote, fake real estate investor. Deputies claim he posed as the owner of several business buildings to take out illegal mortgages, pocketing that money and then renting out the buildings that he didn't even own. He has 10 prior convictions and is now locked up on a $225,000 bond. In just hours, the Secret Service will soon kick off day 2 of a major operation cracking down on credit card skimmers in Central Florida and beyond.
Yeah, day 1 was a big success. News 6 investigator Lewis Bolden went along for the operation. Lewis says skimmers aren't just at gas pumps, but they can even be anywhere you shop.
Credit card skimmers, scanning your card and stealing your money.
To be able to come out here and pull skimmers, educate merchants.
The Secret Service teamed up with 10 local law enforcement agencies and fanned out across Central Florida.
So this is one of the tools that we utilize.
Investigative analyst James Burkett uses a skim scan to check this ATM machine in this convenience store.
Essentially, we insert it in, and then it pops that it's red.
Meaning a skimmer is inside. He immediately dismantles it.
This is where the pinhole camera is back here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pop this out. This is the battery pack, little SD card that's in here.
The camera is to record your PIN number. Next, he pulls out the actual skimmer. So the camera gets your PIN.
Correct.
And then the skimmer gets all the data off the card.
Correct.
And they've got everything they need.
Yes, sir.
And it's big business for criminals. According to the Secret Service, skimmers steal an estimated $1 billion per year. Check out how quickly it happens. Law enforcement tells News 6 this surveillance video captures a suspect putting a skimmer on the card reader. It happened recently at a supermarket in Orlando. Owner Jorge Morales couldn't believe how quickly it happened.
That day when we find out, we don't even know what to do.
Network intrusion forensic analyst Coriana Thompson uses what's called an easy sweep to detect skimmers. If it goes in smooth, no skimmer. If it doesn't, you've got one. So this is what a regular terminal looks like. And this is what it looks like with a skimmer on. You can barely tell the difference. She says the crooks install them and then come back and download the data to drain your cards.
They'll distract the cashier and they'll just download the data. They'll just stand here. All they have to do is it takes seconds.
The Secret Service has 23 teams on the ground and they plan on hitting 800 to 1,000 locations Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm Lewis Bolden, News 6.
Well, right now, a little more than 4,800 angels have been adopted. We are still a little shy of our goal, but you can make a big difference today without even going to a mall or a Chick-fil-A location.
Yeah, today is Giving Tuesday. News 6 and the Salvation Army have been at Cranes Roost Park in Altamont Springs all day for the world's largest red kettle.
News 6 anchor Lisa Bell was there as a jaw-dropping donation came in from someone giving back.
There are just a few minutes left on this Giving Tuesday, but it has been a big success out here at Cranes Roost Park. I'm joined now by some people with the Salvation Army who've been out here with us all day today. The goal was $100,000, and we made the goal.
We've met our goal. Thank you so much to those in Orange and Osceola counties, just everyone watching across Central Florida. We really appreciate your heart for others because we met our goals to assist so many people.
And every dollar really makes a difference, and it all adds up. But you also got some big donations today. Tell me about that.
Yes, on the tail end of things, we received a precious donation of $50,000 from someone who was impacted by the Salvation Army and who has a heart for the Salvation Army. So we are so grateful.
All right, Jim Palmisano is on the board for the Salvation Army. Why is today such an important day for the organization?
Well, the Salvation Army is a huge part of this community, and this community is a huge part of Salvation Army. And without everybody helping and what we did today, we can't provide the services, and we have this need throughout the year, and today was a big day for us.
So where will this money go?
This money will go into programs and directly into this local community to help all of those that are in need. And we have many, many programs, and we encourage you to look into the Salvation Army in Orlando and see all the great things we do. And we have great partners like yourself to help us.
And Natasha Player, I want to bring you back in because the mission continues, obviously, year-round. And even though today is Giving Tuesday, people can still donate throughout the holiday season. Tell us how.
Absolutely. Well, you can donate your time and your treasure. So you can volunteer with us, or you can donate monetarily, and you can do that by texting the word GOOD to 24365.
Right. Thank you so much. And of course, you can also go to clickorlando.com. We have all sorts of ways you can give back to the Salvation Army, as well as supporting our Angel Tree program. For now, we're going to send it back to you, Lisa Bell, News 6.
I mean, we really didn't have any doubt that our Central Florida community would come through for us because they always
It's a lot of money.
do.
I might have had a doubt.
No,
But
I
I'm
mean,
glad it came.
seriously,
I'm glad
yeah,
you guys
I am
came
too.
through.
All right, meteorologist Jonathan Kegas joins us now. What a beautiful night it looks like out at the port.
Yeah, fantastic tonight across all of Central Florida. Still a nice mild night, way above where we should be this time of the year in the temperature department. That will change come tomorrow. Here's a live look outside with our Launch Credit Union camera, Port Canaveral, Brevard County. You can stay up to date with the forecast that has a lot of ups and downs in the temperature department. Not a ton of rain until we get to the weekend, but you can follow that forecast by downloading the free News 6 weather app. Air temperatures into the low 70s under a mainly clear sky. We do have those very thin, high, wispy clouds out there creating quite the scene. If you've been outside, so the nice giant halo around the moon. If you snap a picture, clickorlando.com/pins or in the free News 6 weather app. Again, all is quiet out there. Mount Dora, we're hanging around 70. Wildwood, we have fallen into the mid-60s. Palm Coast, we are at 71 degrees. There's the cold front. Again, it's actually closer to back here, closer to Jacksonville. You see those higher thin clouds. They stretch all the way from Florida's Big Bend all the way across the Gulf to the South Texas border tonight. And we'll continue to watch those stream in throughout the course of the day tomorrow as well until we see that cooler, drier air spill in and give our dominant sunshine back. There's 4 o'clock in the morning. I still think we keep some of those clouds around. Those will slowly start to erode. You see that there? There's 1 o'clock. And then we break free with that sunshine again deeper into your afternoon. That's that drier air really starting to punch back in to Central Florida. We're waking up tomorrow in the 50s and 60s. That's kind of right where we should be, even a couple of notches above where we should be for this time of the year, albeit about 5 or so degrees cooler tomorrow morning than what we woke up to this morning. Into the afternoon, that's when you may notice the difference. We're certainly going to get rid of some of that humidity that tried to creep back early this afternoon. We're talking high temperatures into the lower 70s. That's about 10 degrees cooler than where we were today. We're going to go way upstairs and take a look at the upper level pattern because that's what's going to send us on a roller coaster ride. Big chunk of high pressure going to build again by the middle of the week, and that is going to help to warm us back up really Friday into Saturday. It's going to depart, and then we're going to see this big dip in the jet stream come back through, and that's going to send us some cooler air again as we work our way into the start of next work week. Prior to that, the system that ushers that could give us some rain for the weekend. There you see the rain chances going up a little bit to 40% both Saturday and Sunday. Behind that system again later in the day on Sunday, the cooler air starts to spill back in. We're in the low 70s for highs, upper 60s by Monday. I think we start things off into the 40s for the most part as we wake up next Tuesday morning, guys.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. Well, an eye in the sky. St. Cloud debuted its drone as first responder program. That's first in our area.
Yeah, next to 10, community correspondent Stephanie Rodriguez shows us how a new fleet of drones can be flown remotely.
In an emergency, time matters, and these new drones here at the St. Cloud Police Department could mark the difference between life and death.
I think the most important thing in public safety is to obviously bridge that gap and close the time it takes for us to respond to a critical incident.
St. Cloud Police Chief Douglas Gorky's team has always been on the cutting edge of technology, and these new drones are no different. Using thermal imaging, lights, and parachutes, the drones, docked at City Hall and the police department, can be up and running in seconds thanks to waivers from the FAA that allow them to be flown virtually.
They're all registered with the FAA just like a normal hobbyist would do, but we have a little bit more, we're free of restrictions to fly it.
The drones are for in-progress calls, giving them eyes in the skies instantly.
There's nothing worse in a critical incident than a law enforcement officer getting to a scene and trying to assess everything in a split second.
They fly at 200 feet, between 35 to 40 miles per hour, getting to scenes faster and even in inclement weather. And they're controlled from here, where the pilot gives officers on call crucial information.
It can be assessed by our real-time intelligence center and say, there is a person with a weapon in his right front pocket. Know that before you get there. This is your guy, and the person that they're looking at saying, yes, that's the individual that has a weapon in their pocket.
All drone recordings go into evidence, and residents can see what calls it's been at this online dashboard. The police department will be adding 2 more drones to its fleet in the coming weeks, a second one at City Hall and then one on Narcoossee. I'm your Osceola County community correspondent, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
Thanks for joining us. You can find all of tonight's stories plus breaking news on News 6 Plus.
It is free to download to your smart TV or streaming device. Have yourself a great night. We'll see you at 11.